questions. You can feel free to interrupt. It's hard to monitor the chat as I'm going through things. But yeah, just want to, again, kick off the relationship, show you guys some cool key features that you'll be able to use as selling agents that will ultimately free up some time so that you can focus on just that, selling, new enrollments. So let me share my screen and we'll jump into a little slide deck here that I put together for you. Can everybody see?
I
Cool.
can.
Excellent. Excellent. So, yep, this is, like I said, is our independent health agency and Spark platform onboarding session. Goal today is to give you a high level overview of what Spark is, what we do and offer. My name is Sam. I'm the account manager assigned to iHealth, here to, help Ryan with all things onboarding and make sure things are running smoothly for everyone. Moving right along, quick agenda for today. We're going to have an intro into what Spark is. I'm curious if anybody can tell me, what you know about Spark so far or already. Just feel free to shout out or even throw it in the chat if you'd like. I can also call on people, but I don't want to put people on the spot.
Um, I might have to, but I don't know if anyone knows anything about Spark.
I know it's an FMO. It's another FMO, but you guys are unique in perspective around technology and media. I may, and this may come across a little bit not pleasant, but I do have like booked calendar. So I wonder if one, how long is this going to be for? And two, I have to drop at 2:30 sharp. If this is going to be taking longer, would you be able to send me the recording, please, so I can watch it later?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll share the
Awesome.
recording with Ryan after the call here. I would assume we'll probably go until about 2:45 Central Time, so feel free to
Cool.
drop off if you have to. But yes, you are spot on. We are an FMO, but we're also a tech company. And what that means is that we provide some amazing technological services for you as your FMO, totally free of charge when you have your contracts with Spark. So we'll go through running your business with Spark, how to get started. I know some have already started filling out the contracting form, um, next steps, and then have an opportunity for Q&A at the end here. Moving right along, a quick intro to Spark. Like we just talked about, we are an FMO, but we're a different kind of FMO that also provides you with a technological platform that allows you access to a bunch of different services to make your life more efficient and free up time so that you can focus on selling enrollments rather than the administrative things that can be logging into carrier portals to follow up on contracting, logging into carrier portals to see production reports, dealing with beneficiary issues. That's a huge one. Dealing with compliance. All those things, Spark has tools to assist you with, so that you can focus on writing more enrollments. So, like I said, you can count on us to unlock some productivity, take a lot of work off your plate, and also provide some incredible support and training, not only in settings like this, but in webinars that you should be invited to if you haven't already been invited to when you complete the contracting form. So, what does running your business with the Spark platform look like? We have the ability to run your day-to-day business. That's going to be your book of business management, a quote enrollment platform that is fully integrated with our platform. You can also, you'll learn how to take advantage of all that we have to offer. Again, goal for today isn't for you to leave this call as a Spark expert, but we'll have more opportunities to learn in the near future for sure. You'll also have the opportunity to work with Spark support teams, myself, our contracting team, and our general support teams all included. And hopefully with all of those tools, you'll be able to take your business to the next level. So we're going to do a quick platform demo here. Let me just stop my share for a second and reshare in one moment. But again, keep in mind, goal for today is not to leave this call as a platform expert. I just want to give you a high-level overview of some of the really cool tools that we offer that will help save you a lot of time. All right, so let me get my screen shared again. And again, feel free to jump in with any questions or anything. We're going to move pretty quickly through this, so just want to make sure if you have a thought, you have an opportunity to share it or ask any questions. Are we back with my screen now?
Yeah.
Cool. So when you log into the Spark platform, you'll end up on your agent homepage. You'll know you're in your platform when you see your name in the upper left-hand corner here. On the homepage, you have basically a high-level overview of your book of business. So you'll see each one of these little buttons here, down here, and even over here. These are all clickable filters that you can filter out your entire book of business to see particular segments of that book of business. So if you have a total contacts list, you have your active clients, that's going to be everybody that's currently enrolled in a Medicare plan. And then you have your current prospects. That's going to be everyone that's not currently enrolled in a Medicare plan. If you want to quickly see everybody in your book of business that's qualified as a prospect, with one click, you can click right there. And that'll filter your entire book of business to show you just those contacts within your book that are not currently enrolled in a Medicare plan. This is great for a few reasons. One, visibility, but two, you can also take bulk actions with a segment of your book of business. So say you wanted to reach out to everybody that was currently a prospect in your book of business, you can do that with just a few clicks. You can either export an email address list and then drop that into an email client or into a newsletter client like a MailChimp and distribute an email to all of them all at once. You can also email out a bulk SOA if you have appointments coming up with a certain segment of your book of business. You can send that out within 48 hours of that appointment and they can sign off on the SOA. You can also send out bulk needs assessments. We're going to go through the whole bulk or the whole needs assessment process, but this is a great tool if you want to get more information from each of your clients into your book of business so that when you do have an appointment with them, you're ready to quote and enroll and without any additional steps. Going back over to the home page here, you'll also see a chart that breaks down your year-over-year production. It's a great way to keep track of your growth when you've been with Spark for more than a year. So after, during your second year, you'll start to see last year's bar versus this year's bar. You also have some event reminders down here. And then on the right-hand corner here, you have support requests. We'll go more into support requests in a little bit, but I want to highlight the hours saved here. Like I said, we'll touch on support requests in a little bit, but think about how much time you spend helping out clients with billing issues, with provider searches, with scheduling, things like that. Those are all things we have a team here to help you with, and you can end up saving a ton of time by using that feature. And you have a great way to track it right here on your homepage. I think our top user of this feature last year saved over 1,000 hours using our support request feature. So just want to call that out while we're still on this page. You'll see we have 8 tabs on the left-hand side here, as well as a settings tab down in the left-hand corner. We're going to go through each and every single tab very quickly, just to give you, again, a high-level overview of what our platform offers. But I want to start with the marketing tab. The marketing tab kind of sets up the profile or your Spark platform for you. So on the marketing tab, we have the marketing profile. And you'll see you have the ability to edit everything in your marketing profile. You can change the theme colors. You can change your logo. You can change your headshot and personal information. If you click edit here, you can actually add websites. Say you had a scheduling tool or a personal website or a social media profile. You can also designate what languages you speak and update your personal biography right here. If we go back to the marketing tab here, the reason you have all that editability is for a couple of different opportunities to market yourself. One, we have this website down here. Every single Spark agent receives a free website where you can, share some information about yourself, where you're licensed, community served, and about me, how I save you time, so on and so forth. But the coolest thing about this page right here is this Explore Plans button. If we click on this Explore Plans button, it'll bring us to Sunfire, which is our quote and enroll program. And I do see a question here. Does the current book of business get mapped out and transferred? It will, absolutely. It'll show you everyone in your book of business, not just enrolled clients, but also people that aren't currently enrolled in a Medicare plan. And it'll designate it as either an other plan or no current plan in the system. So they'll be designated as prospects rather than beneficiaries. So, yeah, go ahead,
Sam,
Ryan.
oh, sorry. I uploaded a contact list of prospects and contacts from LeadVantage Pro, is it possible to map that for or upload those for the other agents too? If we
Yep.
can, okay.
Yep. Every agent will have an opportunity to upload their book of business once they get invited to the Spark platform. So everybody will have an opportunity to send some files our way, and we'll go ahead and organize them into the Spark platform for them. So back over here, the Sunfire Quote and Enroll platform is fully integrated with our platform. So what this link is actually a personal URL link. So once a client or I'm sorry, a prospect or a client logs into this, they can actually go ahead and explore plans on their own and complete an enrollment through this link, but you still get full credit as agent of record for this enrollment because they used your specific link. Just another really cool way that someone can be enrolled as and you be maintained as the agent of record without having to even sit down for an appointment. Jumping back over here, the other way this marketing profile sets up the rest of the Spark platform for you is in this marketing materials tab. So every agent on the Spark platform gets access to all of these marketing materials here. So you'll see we have business cards, flyers, mailers, social media posts, P2C forms, direct mailers, emails, even presentations. Say you have a large book of T65 business and they don't know a ton about Medicare. You can send out this 10 slide presentation to them and they can learn a little bit more about Medicare while still maintaining your full white labeling. So you'll be present right in front of them. You have your headshot, contact information, and logo right there for you. There are some customizable flyers in here, but the one big call out with all of these marketing materials is they are compliant at the CMS and carrier level. So there is a bit of a limitation in what we allow to be edited because they have to maintain that compliance. Now, I want to talk real quickly about our retention programs as well. We do have automated retention programs. We have several different emails, 3 different emails that go out, 3 different email campaigns, I should say, that go out at regular intervals automatically to your book of business. It's a really good way to stay in front of your book without having to lift a finger. So when they receive our monthly newsletter, the newsletter looks like it comes from you. It has your headshot, your color scheme, your logo, and everything. And that'll include Medicare pertinent information, but also things that you would expect to see in a newsletter, like exercises or recipes, things like that. We also have an AEP campaign. That's a 5 email campaign. I believe it starts in late August or early September, but that includes reminders to set up an appointment. It includes our needs assessment, which we'll go through here shortly so that they can enter, the prospect can enter their information or update their information in your book of business. And then we also send out emails with new plan enrollments. Now you'll see we also have birthday cards here. The birthday cards are the only thing on the platform that are pay to play, but they're personalized handwritten birthday cards that go out to your book of business, again, automatically if you are opted into them. And we only charge those quarterly. I do think that it's a huge, you'll see a huge ROI if you use this feature because the senior members of our society really appreciate that handwritten and personalized touch. So just another really cool opportunity to stay in front of your book of business without having to lift a finger on both those client retention programs and the birthday cards. So next up, I want to talk about sources. How are the agents on the call here generating leads? Do you guys do in-person events? Do you have referral partnerships with pharmacies or providers' offices, anything like that?
I specifically don't anymore. I know most of my leads are from current clients or referrals or some organic type of online process.
Okay,
Lead,
Dar, I saw you. Oh, go ahead. No.
no, like lead intake forms, stuff like that. So I haven't done any of those in-person things since COVID.
Got it. Dara, I saw you jump off mute there. Are you doing anything in person or any kind of provider relationships, things like that?
My relationships is with our local Medicaid office, and I've been getting quite a few referrals the past year and a half.
Okay, and where is that Medicaid office?
I'm in Central Illinois, and it encompasses about 150 miles out.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that's a perfect opportunity to use one of these sources. So what a source is a way to track how you're generating leads and what leads are coming in from different partnerships or emails or even in-person events, things like that. So we're going to add a source. We'll call it Central Illinois Medicare partnership. And I definitely spell Illinois with an E. And then we'll go ahead and add that source. And that will show up right here. So right now, you'll see right now we have 0 leads generated through that source, but there's a couple of different things that you can do with this source. The first thing you can do is copy a URL. Say you want to announce to people that you have started this partnership and you want to put a Facebook post. You can copy this link into that Facebook post and say, hey, if you want to learn more, follow this link and send me your information and I'll reach out with more information on what I can do for you. The other thing you can do, which is probably even easier, you can hang a flyer in that office with a QR code on it that people can walk up to and scan and then enter your book of business with like 3 clicks. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this QR code, and I'd ask everybody in the chat here, go ahead and scan this QR code because I'd love you to see the workflow. Please go ahead and enter a prospect as well. It can be your favorite, sports hero, your favorite cartoon character. It really doesn't matter. I want you to see the workflow. So you'll see when you open that page up, it is fully white labeled. You'll see the headshot, logo, color scheme, all of that is represented there. And then when you submit the form, you have an option right then and there to go ahead and complete the intake form. That's going to be our needs assessment. I'm going to walk you all through that in a second here, but it's cool to see that once you've done that easy intake form, you can just go on right to the master intake form. So I'm going to reload the page, and you'll see we have three leads generated through that source now. That number will continue to grow as you generate sources. So say you have this poster hanging up in the Medicare office for 3 weeks a month. You can go back and check on it every day, and you can continue to see this number grow. When we click now on the Central Illinois Medicare partnership, it'll go back to your book of business completely filtered. So you'll see Ryan entered a contact, Ari, you entered a contact, I entered one. Michael is my favorite basketball player of all time and an Illinois legend, so I figured I'd go with him for this one. He's also approaching Medicare age, I think, which is just crazy and makes me feel old. But you'll see every contact that you generated through that source now pops up with one click of a button. Again, you can take those bulk actions if you'd like to reach out to that entire list all at once, but you can also take individual actions. So we'll click into Michael's profile here, and you'll see the information that he provided in that quick and easy intake form is already in here. It's really just first and last name and then an email address or a phone number. Obviously, we need a lot more information from this client in order to quote enroll them, but we have this connect menu down here where we can take some actions in order to generate that information. You can set yourself a reminder. You can set a custom reminder. You can change their eligibility status, but we're going to send them a needs assessment. And we'll go ahead and hit continue. You can either email it or create a link. We'll go ahead and create a link. I'm going to grab that. You could send this off to them in an email. You could send it to them via text. But we'll drop that into the chat here, and you'll see this is what our intake form looks like. So this is what the client or prospect will receive and fill out for you. You don't have to sit down with them and collect all of their information. They can do it in advance of your appointment. And again, you have logo, color scheme, headshot, contact information. It's all right there for you. We'll go ahead and start the survey and just continue to quickly fill out some information here. And again, this is all going to be filled out by the client or prospect. So Michael doesn't currently have healthcare, which is wild. We'll give him a nice Medicare friendly birthday. Let's use one that's easier to remember. There we go. No Part B, continue, no veteran benefits. It doesn't need any extra assistance. He's got plenty of money, no chronic conditions. But you know what? His heart or his blood pressure is a little high from a very stressful career. So he likes the brand name. He gets the 20 milligram tabs. He gets 30 of those a month. We'll add that to prescriptions. Done adding drugs here, and we'll continue on. There is a Dr. Smith in town here that he really likes. There she is. No additional healthcare providers, but there is a CVS down the street. There it is. And we'll go ahead and submit. So the beneficiary or prospect just walked through that entire process for you. You didn't need to sit down with them or get on the phone with them in advance of your appointment and ask them all of those questions. You can just send them a link with like 2 or 3 clicks and have them fill out that form all by themselves. Another cool thing, if they get distracted halfway through that call, they can come back where they left off and complete the form. It doesn't prompt them to restart entirely. Once they've completed the form, they can go ahead and sign the scope of appointment. And if you already have an appointment with them within 48 hours, I would encourage them to fill out the scope of appointment when you send them the link. You can just say, hey, once you've filled out the intake form, you'll have an opportunity to sign what's called the scope of appointment. Go ahead and fill that out for me as well. But no worries if they don't, because they have another opportunity to do so. So we're going to come back here and reload. You see address information all in the platform. Here's some contact history. First, Michael was added as a new lead via that Central Illinois Medicare partnership. You sent them an intake form. He started the intake form. He finished the intake form. Now, if we scroll through these tabs, there is the healthcare information. There's his prescription, his CVS, his his primary care physician. If he had a current Medicare plan, it would show up in here with the MBI and plan ID. And now we have all of the details that we need in order to quote enroll this beneficiary into a plan. So we're going to go over to our quote enroll tab. And like I said, if they hadn't yet filled out an SOA, they have an opportunity to do so now. They can go ahead and click, or you can go ahead and click sign SOA, and you can either sign it in person, or if they followed up with you after completing that intake form and you know you have an appointment coming up with them, you can send it as an email and have them sign in advance of the appointment. Backing up to that quote enroll tab here. Like I said, now we have all the details that we need in order to enroll this prospect into a Medicare plan. So we're going to launch our Sunfire. And like I mentioned earlier, our Sunfire is integrated with our platform. So all of the information that beneficiary or prospect just provided for you will automatically port over to our Sunfire platform. And you'll see that in just a second. That means you won't have to re-enter any of the information they gave you in order to quote enroll this prospect into a Medicare plan. So once they load, you'll see there's the zip code. If we click in here, there's the CVS and the Lipitor. Here is their primary care physician. It's all already on the quote enroll platform for you. You can go ahead and drop down each of these plans to see a little bit more information, and these plans will be automatically populated based on the information in the top here. And you can even compare those plans in person. You can pull up a direct comparison and review them in person during your appointment, or you can send them via email to that prospect so that they can review them when they have time to sit down and spend more time with each of those plans. Cool thing there, if they actually enroll themselves in a plan, they can complete the enrollment through this comparison email. If they enroll themselves in a plan, you get full credit as the agent of record, similar to that link that I showed you a bit earlier. That's a very high level overview of our Spark Sunfire integration, but you will have an invitation to do a hour-long webinar on our quote enroll platform once you've completed the contracting form. So last cool thing about our Sunfire integration, once an enrollment happens, once a beneficiary selects a plan and completes the enrollment, that information will talk back to the platform and it'll end up in this box right here. So again, you won't have to go back into the platform, copy down the information, make sure it's in the platform. It all happens automatically for you. I'm going to pause there for any questions because we did run through a lot really quickly there. All right, cool. Last thing I want to show you on this on this page is our client support tab. So the client support tab lives right here, and we have a team dedicated to supporting your beneficiaries. I know that it takes up a lot of time to deal with a billing issue, a transportation scheduling request, a provider search, all of those different things. We have a team that you have access to free of charge. Every single agent on our platform gets 50 free support requests per year. Most agents don't get anywhere near that number. They'll use 15, 20 requests, but we feel very comfortable in offering 50. If you do hit that 50 mark and you want to get more, we do sell packs of 10 for an additional $300. So I'll show you that one more time. The workflow here, you go to the client support tab and you can hit add a request. I do it through the contact page here because it automatically pulls that contact information. You can hit continue. And then you have a list of different things that our team helps out with. So we have billing support, provider search, appointment scheduling, things you would expect, but we also have other support. So if you're not sure that our team handles, a support request, I would encourage you to still make that request and just provide a little bit of detail in the notes about what that beneficiary needs help with. Our team really cares, and if they can help, they absolutely will. And when I say that, I mean it. Say you have a provider search. Our team doesn't just dial in a zip code and a plan ID. They dial in those two pieces of information. They pull a list, and from that list, they go through it and call each individual provider to one, verify that they actually take that plan, to two, verify that they're actually accepting new patients. Once they have that list, they will call the beneficiary back and say, here is a list of providers that should work for you. Do you need help scheduling an appointment with one of them? Do you need help setting up transportation? They go above and beyond to make sure that that beneficiary takes more than taken care of. Just another really cool feature that we offer to save a ton of time for your agents. All right, moving right along here, I want to just quickly go through some of the features on our contacts page here. We have some pre-built filters at the top here, and then some other pre-built filters in this drop-down list. But you can create custom reports by hitting this edit report button. You can pick from a multitude of different areas where you would like to filter your book of business. Say you only want to see people in the state of Illinois. You can go ahead and select that. And let's see what else we can throw in here. That doesn't have prescriptions, whatever. So we'll click view report here. And there it is. There is a list of people in your book of business that don't have prescriptions that live in the state of Illinois. Just a cool functionality. You can save that report so that it shows up in this drop-down menu. Say you want to refer to it on a regular basis. You can also export that data if you wanted to drop it into a spreadsheet and get a little bit more granular there. Quickly looking at the support tab here, this is where you can keep track of all of your support requests. You can also request a client support ticket through this page. Only difference between this and the workflow I just showed you is that you'll have to pick the client from the list here. Now, activity feed is exactly what it sounds like. This is where you can find any reminders you've set for yourself. You can also track all of your contact history. You can search by a contact name or who created that contact, or what kind of activity it was. So if you only wanted to see calls that you've made, you can sort it by that. Because this is a demo account, obviously there's not going to be any there because Ava is not a real person. She's certainly not calling anybody. And then we also have unassociated phone calls. So similar to other features, we have call recording built right into the platform, completely free of charge. If you have a call come into your call recording phone number, it automatically associates with the contact that number is affiliated with in your book of business. But occasionally you might get a call from someone who's not in your book. You'll have to come over to the unassociated phone calls and find that call and either add it to a new contact, add it to an existing contact. You can also download and delete them right there. Next up, we have this provider search tool. This isn't the source of truth because providers can't be fully relied upon to keep their lists fully up to date. But say you have someone call in that just wants to make sure that their doctor accepts the plan that they're on. You can dial in the zip code and the provider name, and you can see a list of all the plans that provider is listed to accept with the CMS. Cool. Now I want to show you the carrier contracts tab. This is one of those tabs where we can save you a lot of time from having to jump around from carrier portal to carrier portal. We show you all of your contracts and contract statuses in one place rather than having to log into Aetna, log into UHC to see what's going on with those individual contracts. So on this list here, you'll see Ava has her Aetna here. She needs to complete contracting. When Ava needs to complete contracting, we will provide her instructions on exactly how to do so. So we can go ahead and hit complete contracting. First step will be looking for an email from do not reply at contracting.aetna.com. Second step will be to follow these instructions. These instructions are very detailed and they are literally step-by-step guides on exactly what she needs to do in order to complete those contracting steps. Going back over to the carrier contracting tabs, you'll see there's some pending statuses here. Ava needs to email the release. She's ready to sell with Anthem. She's in a transfer window for Banner. Pending carrier is processing, no action required. Pending complete certifications for Cigna. So again, clicking on that, you have instructions on exactly step by step what Ava needs to do in order to get ready to sell with that carrier. Another cool thing that we offer on this carrier contracts tab is our licenses feature. This is a great way to keep track of your licenses, and you can quickly filter to show expired or expiring so that you know which ones need attention soon. You'll also be able to add states and request a new contract through these two buttons in the upper right-hand corner here. Another tab that we have that saves a ton of time from having to jump around from carrier portals is our production tab. Most of the carriers that we are contracted with, we receive detailed carrier reporting from on a regular basis, and we upload that into the platform so that you can see all of your production in one place. Like the contacts page, you have the ability to filter this with some pre-generated filters, or you can create a custom report. Say you only wanted to see Aetna plans and Aetna Medicare Advantage plans that you wrote this year. You only want to see new ones, and you only want to see your active. You don't want to see anything else. So we'll click View Report, and right there it'll spit out any active Aetna plan that you've written this year. You can save that report so that it shows up in this drop-down menu. Say you wanted to reference that on a pretty regular basis. Or again, like the contacts page, you can export that data and drop it into a spreadsheet so that you can get a little bit more granular with it, so on and so forth. Cool. Last thing I wanted to show you is our dashboard tab here. The dashboard tab is just kind of a visual representation of what's going on in your book of business. So you'll see charts for things like client retention, ready to sell statuses, applications, Sunfire applications. Main call out there, anything that doesn't say Sunfire is going to be dependent on carrier reporting, which means it's going to be a little bit delayed. But if it says Sunfire and you are using our Sunfire integration, that is going to update almost instantaneously because the talkback from Sunfire. The other thing I'll call out, each and every category is going to have a series of bullet points here. Definitely read through those because it gives you a good idea of what the information contains and doesn't contain. You'll also notice if you hover over some of the charts, it breaks down the information you're looking at with a little bit more detail. But if it's confusing, you can hover over this eye and it breaks it down a little bit further. You can even download the data that makes these charts, again, if you wanted to drop it into a spreadsheet or something. Lastly, we also every year release a AEP dashboard. It's just a really cool way to track your AEP visually. So you'll see things like a year-over-year production chart, applications by carrier, by product type, by enrollment type. So you'll have like your platform enrollments versus your Pearl enrollments. Those Pearl enrollments are the personal URL enrollments we talked about. And then lastly, you'll have the source of truth, that is the carrier data for all things AEP at the bottom here. We also have a platform dashboard, and that is basically just showing you your book of business. So you'll see you have platform clients and policies by what policies they're enrolled in, and then you have your client services and programs. That'll be emails and postcards if you're opted into them, and then inbound, outbound calls using that call recording number that we provide for you. And then lastly, support requests broken down by month and by type. All right, so those are all like the key features of the platform. Lastly, well, actually, there's two more things. We have the settings tab, which has a few helpful features here. User management is great. If you have an office admin or something, someone that helps you out with your business, you can give them access to your platform so that they can help out in any way, shape, or form. You also have Sunfire account information. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a way to log into your Sunfire platform to update any pertinent details about yourself. Platform data is where you can download everything from the platform. We also have some integrations with other technology platforms that can be found in here. And then communication preferences is where you can opt into or out of notifications directly from Spark via email or text message. Say you wanted to get notified every time one of those needs assessments is submitted, you can opt into it right here, and then just give us an email address and phone number. You'll also find your call recording settings right here. You can enable or disable it. We'll generate a custom call recording phone number for you, and then you just have to designate which phone number you would like us to forward those calls to. Any questions? I know we've covered a lot very quickly here, but want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to ask any questions. All right, cool. Last but not least, the Help Center. Every single page on the Spark platform has this Need Help bar at the bottom. You'll see a drop-down menu containing many different categories where you might need some assistance. Say you need some help with contract, you can click right there. It'll give you some quick resources, but you can also view our Help Center at large here. I use this tool all the time because the Spark platform has a lot going on and it's really hard to remember everything. So I would heavily encourage you guys to lean on this Help Center once you get involved in the platform. It's a great resource. It has everything you can imagine when it comes to the Spark platform and is a great way to learn. You'll have a sidebar here with a bunch of different categories, but you'll also have a search tool that's really functional right in the top right-hand corner here. And if you can't find what you're looking for there, you can always reach out to support@sparkadvisors.com. And we're really good about getting back to you as quickly as possible to answer any questions you might have. All right, that was a lot about the Spark platform in a very short amount of time. And again, goal wasn't for you to leave here as Spark platform experts, but I hope I could get you excited about some of the cool features we have that will save you a ton of time as insurance agents. So back to the slideshow here, how to get started. If you haven't yet completed the contracting form, please do so as soon as possible. I will go ahead and drop this link into the chat here so that if you haven't yet filled it out, you can go ahead and
What's the email address? Because there was some issues on the contracting paperwork I downloaded and corrected it. I need to upload it, but I still had to go through the electronic signature. So I've got everything printed off. Who do I email that to? The corrected paperwork.
Yep, you can just send it to support@sparkadvisors.com. It'll route to contracting automatically for you.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. So once you filled out the contracting form, within a couple of days, you will receive instructions, contracting instructions per carrier in your email. You'll also receive an invitation to the Spark platform. Keep an eye on those emails because they all come from support@sparkadvisors.com. So definitely open up an email if you receive one from support@sparkadvisors.com. You'll also get invited to those onboarding sessions. Those will be a deeper dive into the Spark platform. And that's honestly how I learned the platform itself when I first started at Spark. I sat through a bunch of client-facing or partner-facing webinars, and our platform team is so good. They really know their stuff and will teach you everything you need to know about the Spark platform. Next up, the onboarding steps. So Ryan asked this question earlier, like when we get into the platform, does everybody have an opportunity to upload their book of business? Absolutely. So you can confirm, or you'll go ahead and upload your book of business through this contacts this contacts link here. You can also confirm all of your carrier contracts are set or in progress. If there are steps for you to take, you'll see the instructions there. And then you can also set up your marketing profile, which again, white labels the entire platform for you. Again, that was a lot to cover in a pretty short amount of time. I was pretty accurate in my estimation that would take about 45 minutes. Any other questions, thoughts, or anything that you'd like to share before we wrap up for the day? Awesome. Well, I really appreciate everyone taking some time out of your day to hear me ramble on about how great Spark is. I'm excited to get everyone started, excited to get you all on the platform so that you can start saving a ton of time and writing more enrollments.